Welcome to the highlight show for Group 3 from the second stage of the Masters. Dom Cooney, David McNamara, Arfan Dad and Aaron Davies makes for a very interesting and intriguing group. Let's get straight into our first match then. And it is David McNamara taking on Dom Cooney. Dom made the fastest start, winning the first 3 frames and has the break in frame 4. Mick Hill joins myself, Simon Webb, on commentary.
Oh, they pinged open for him. Beautiful break.
That does seem the modern day break as well these days. You know, that's kind of direct draw straight down the middle of the table.
Couldn't be more down the middle of the table, though. Yeah, we talk about him being team blessed, though. He hasn't been blessed with a great split considering the quality of that break. He has work in areas.
Yeah, but this is, again, this is kind of how I feel about this, is that you don't have to clear up every time you get a ball. You know, if you get a ball, you then dictate the next shot. That's, you know, that's the real big key. You know, you can't always have them sat there. You know, you just want the ball, don't you? Yeah, that's not a bad little choice of shot, is it? You can actually go underneath this, make the yellow on. You can play cushion ball, cushion. I think he actually said to the referee what he's going to play to make sure that he didn't call a foul.
Yeah, just making sure. But this exactly highlights your point, doesn't it? That he's taken control of this frame by taking yellows. He's developed one of his balls, left nothing on reds. He now has the stronger colour set.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're 3-0 up. You know, look at the yellows. Look how much control the yellows have got now. 2 shots later. He can jack up and put the ball back there again.
Well, he tried to, but didn't quite get that one right, but still not a good layout here on reds.
I think Dave's having got the one down the rail here. There's half an argument to just rest on the red ball on the right-hand side, isn't there? Just drop on it. Yeah, and as I said, we talk about how well these players double these balls these days. It wouldn't surprise me if Dom just knocks these, just knocks them in and plays on the double.
I think he had that in his mind from the very first moment he saw the layout here.
Yeah.
That yellow in his mind isn't really a bad ball.
Let's see what his doubling skills are like.
If he is leaving it as a double, is he leaving that last ball?
Yeah.
When he played his last safety shot, he knocked both yellows in the top half of the table down to the bottom half of the table. One of them being further up might have helped him.
He's had some guidance throughout his short career from the master doubler himself, Phil Harrison. Very good friends with Phil, does a bit of work with Phil, for Phil's company.
Yeah.
Sure Phil will be watching at home, and in my view, just my opinion, I would say that Phil's the best doubler of a ball I've ever seen.
We probably haven't quite seen that in the Ultimate Pool era. Hasn't quite, for whatever reason, got to grips with the tables and set up yet, although he still had success out there. Made the final last time out in Blackpool. Obviously a Masters champion as well.
Well, it shows how good a player he is when he's won an event, got to a final, and we're saying that he's not quite.
Well, he'll be the first to tell you that as well.
Absolutely. But yeah, I think this Supreme match does play a little different to what we've played on in the past.
Oh, cue ball. Oh, he can't see it. He can't see the 8 ball.
Wow.
What a moment.
Wow. Do we have our turning point? Yeah, not a bad choice though. Come off the knuckle.
He should hit it. He should get good contact, and he may not leave anything easy on. No, not got it. That is just what McNamara needed.
Yep, absolutely.
Little flick on the red, which he knew he was getting. He thought that was flicking him onto perfect on the 8 ball.
Yeah. If you were being ultra critical, you could have said that he could have played it a little bit slower so it didn't matter so much what kiss he had. But again, it's kind of after that event scenario, isn't it?
Well, we talked about the difference between 2-1 and 3-0. How about 4-0 and 3-1?
Yeah.
Certainly at 4-0, you feel like you're sort of starting to break the back of the match, especially when your opponent's had chances. But every chance this is going 3-1 now, and McNamara will be in the match, and he has the break. May have just decelerated on that one. Having to take it long now. I think this is a huge shot in the match. Just, you can tell by the way that McNamara has gone about this, he's not quite feeling his best out there. This will set them into it. Ooh, it rattled, but it dropped. McNamara is on the board. He'll feel an awful lot better after that. That frame. Change of break.
Yeah, here it comes.
Change of result.
Change of result, yes.
Have some of that. That has come out lovely for him.
So, Simon, do you play the easy yellow or do you play the red into the centre?
Well, that's my question for you. The yellow's obviously easier starter, but the yellow at the bottom's a tricky ball to sort of get into your pattern. The reds look like they connect slightly better, but the first shot's tricky. What do you do here, Mick? That's the question.
I'd find it hard not to play the red into the centre, I must be honest. Because I think on the 2 reds on the left-hand side, I think the bottom one of the 2 either goes bottom left or sneaks past the other one into the middle. And he had the natural to land on it. He's perfect. That goes past the other red. That was a good shot, Dave. Just don't try and do too much with this, do you? Yeah. Now this is an interesting choice of shot, because I think he's going to play red, whereas I'd stun across and play the red in the other pocket.
What, get the cue ball right to the right-hand side?
Yeah, and he can play it now. Because he's going to break his back here to try and land straight on this ball. It's all going a bit silly now, look. If he plays the one in the middle and stuns across to the middle of the right-hand side rail and plays red top left, he would be rolling these 3 balls in now.
What you're saying is the red that he's leaving last ball at the top is the one that you would have been getting out the way.
Next.
Yeah.
Well, he was perfect, wasn't he, to stun across? He's going to play that now anyway.
Well, the way he just pointed his cue, I think he's coming twice across.
He's kind of cross-siding himself, though, playing it this way. Because if he doesn't get neat on it, it's not easy to get back to the 8. Oh, Dave, you've gone... Yeah. Yeah. I'm certain if he watches that one back and plays the one in the centre and stuns across to the middle of the right-hand side rail, he'd be thinking,
But even if he decided to try and go up for it to the top right-hand corner, it would have been better to get it out the way, leave one at the bottom to get on the 8 ball.
Yeah, the problem was playing it top right, though, Simon, was the 8 ball and the yellow were just
Sort
in the
of
way
getting
of the
away,
path. That's why you needed to play to the other pocket.
I know he made the clearance in the previous frame, but I think the way he's gone about the clearance in the previous frame and the way he's gone about this one here, he's not quite at the races yet.
Well, I mean, he could be edgy, you know. I don't know what his preparation's been like. You know, it's easy in the commentary box because, you know, has he had a chance of practice? Has he been playing? Have other things, you know, got in the way? You know, all these different things. As a player, you know, sometimes you're not always at it for different reasons, you know. That
Sometimes you just start matches in a, you know, that doesn't go your way. You don't feel right out there. But seen plenty of McNamara over the course of the last few years, and doesn't look his normal self out there at the moment.
No. Dom just had a little look up there. I suggest to Luke, because that went in the side door of that centre pocket. He was having a little bit of a giggle to himself.
Yeah, reaction tells us that as well,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
gone in. 4-1, he's got to the halfway mark.
Dom won the next 2 frames as well to go 6-1 in front before McNamara responded to get one back. He now has the break 6-2 behind.
We're still an absolutely fine position to be in. He's a very good potter.
Oh. What happened if the 8 ball would have gone in there, Tom? Is it golden?
Golden duck,
Carry
yeah.
on. Oh, is it?
It's the golden duck. It would have been loss of frame. Yeah,
That
Masters, golden duck and golden break in operation.
That would have added insult to injury, wouldn't it?
Yeah. The break really has not worked for McNamara tonight. It's the 3rd time tonight he's fouled off the break, and one of those was jumping the cue ball off the table as well.
Played that nice. Played it with control. He got the cannon correctly and at the right speed, in my opinion. Well, you might as well play top left, Dom. No, it's not doing anything for you.
Perfect. Lay of the balls now for him.
So as it turns out, the yellow in the last frame didn't change anything.
No, 3rd time tonight. Dom Cooney's cleared up off a McNamara break. And he is 1 frame away.
Okay.
Gone for Aaron. And that's nothing against any of the other 4 players, though. It's just we have to have a pick.
When's the big day where the loser runs into the sea at Blackpool?
It's already happened. We're on season 2.
No, you're kidding. Who had to run in?
Scott Ryan had to run in, and it's all on social media.
No,
I'll show you a video in the break.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And he lost season 1, and he is a long way behind in season 2.
No way.
Yeah, we're looking for forfeits for this year as well.
I'm so happy you told me.
Yeah.
I won't mention it to him, I promise.
Please do. And that shot did not go to plan for Dom, who'd love just to get this frame and this match over with. So recovered the situation a little bit.
Yeah, nicely played. I don't think the yellow, the top of the triangle of 3 goes past the 8. It may do. No, well, it can't do. I'd have definitely played that if that one went. But with it not going, he's a bit short by the looks of it.
Yeah, tricky pot now and control. Can he see the one at the top of the table or not? If he can't, he's got to cut the one he's nearest to back, and all sorts can happen with the cue ball there.
Well, it goes in the centre. But now he's playing up top. Oh, hello.
And he's nowhere.
I'll have to ask him about that one in the interview. He's lost me there.
It's a strange performance so far, because actually he's given off the impression that he's frustrated and he's not been able to do what he wants to do out there, but he still made quite a few finishes and a few first visits out there and controlled this match, but he has put himself under pressure a few times, and a few times he's done just that and come up just short. Wow.
Oh, wow. Highlight reel.
How about that?
So that's what you need to do.
I need to see that one again. What's happened there?
Oh,
He's fully on board.
He's Instagramming now, look.
Yeah, he's fully on the TikTok train.
He's in Instagram mode. He's had enough as Dave. That's a bit straight. Get ready. Hold on to your hats. Oh, good pot, Dave.
Right in there. Where's the cue ball? Where's the cue ball?
Get away.
Wow.
Oh.
Well, what a way to end the match. Very bizarre. McNamara not at his best at all.
On to our second match of the night. Arfan Dad taking on Aaron Davies. Arfan made the brighter start, winning 3 of the first 5 frames. Aaron now breaking off 3-2 behind.
Hit them nicely.
Yeah, pretty solid, that one.
Has that little nudge at the end worked for him or against him? Do the 2 yellows go bottom right?
Let's have a little look. What we got?
If the 2 yellows are a comfortable plant, then they're fairly comfortable. The overhead tells us they're not.
He could play the yellow top right and stun him behind them and play the top one of the 2. Yeah, this one. And then just stun across. Just beat the red ball on the right, on the rail. Like that. Nice. Oh, has he come a smidgen too far? He has. He wanted to be high on that, so when potting it, he could run into the other yellow and bump it down. He got into it a fraction too much.
Makes this pot a little bit trickier if he's going to take it now.
It's a free go, though, hasn't he? Because he can play this one. And if he pots the red ball, he doesn't really leave a great deal. Nice.
Hasn't landed perfectly.
No, I think he's okay. I think the natural hits just before the middle pocket.
You talked about this in the first match, knowing those naturals really precisely.
Huge
here.
He doesn't want to pot it thick. If he pots it in the middle of the pocket, I think he's okay. It was a bit thick, and that sent him closer to the middle. Yeah.
In the end, very fortunate not to go in off, because there's still work here for Arfan Dad.
Well, he actually missed it thick and didn't go in off, so he could have potted it thick and not gone in off, obviously, because he'd been hitting it thinner.
At that pace, for sure.
Yeah.
Arfan has work. Does he? Oh, he's already shown us that he likes the double. Does he just back himself to come down double that last ball?
Oh, they love a double. I think he's got to have a dip this time.
Anything?
That's careless. That's a bit careless.
I was about to say the only thing that with the double, if he does leave it for double, is there's no ball to guarantee landing nicely on the double.
That was a little bit careless, wasn't he? I quite liked the idea of potting the 3 and then the one he's bridging over now, using that to come kind of cushion first into the ball. And if you get the cushion and the ball at the same time, you actually pop the red ball over the bottom left.
So you'd play to move it rather than playing on that double?
Even now.
Yep.
So you get the cushion just before the ball, and he springs out. The double, as these lads.
They love a double.
They love a double.
And he has a good angle to come down for that double now.
Yeah, they love a double. Slight blessing is the 8 ball goes top right as well. So when he plays the double, if he needs to swing it around the bottom yellow, he can, like that. So he maybe doesn't have to bang this now. He could play the cue ball around the yellow, knowing that the 8 ball goes top right. Effectively, he'd love the cue ball where it is now. Yeah, that was it. It was a nice little bonus. It went up there. I could see that coming.
Still a pressure-packed 8 ball here.
He's done well to get here, which actually puts a little bit more pressure on it, because you feel like I've done all the hard work. Nice.
Very good indeed.
Wow.
Arfan Dad opens up a 2-frame lead once again.
He's rolled it in as well.
And he's dry again. 3 straight dry breaks for Arfan. The reason he's changed to the cut break is simply because he's gone dry on his last 2 breaks, and they've both been reverse cleared. He'll be fearing that again.
For the fear of the pool police in outrage after this next statement, I do think the pockets have tightened up a wee bit compared to how they were playing before.
I agree completely.
I'm not trying to suggest that we're playing on, you know, a Russian pool table where you can only just about get the ball in, but I do think they're playing a smidgen tighter.
Yeah, I agree with everything. I mean, obviously I commentate a lot on this table, and I do agree with what you're saying. And we did some filming out there today as well, Mick, and they look very tight to me.
Well, hadn't they? That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Took us 11 hours to film half an hour of footage. We had to keep doing it.
Half an hour if we're lucky. Magic of TV. It'll look first take when it goes out.
I love that. I love when the pool police come on and go, how many attempts though? How many attempts did it take you? You feel like turning around and say, mate, listen, you could be attempting it for the next 50 years of your life. You still wouldn't get it, so don't worry about it. You know, some of the drills are so hard.
Yeah.
If it takes you 200 attempts, you've still done well. Anyway.
Aaron's worked these well to get to this point. Yeah. Looks like he has to take these in one in the correct order because they all block each other. So
he just wants to be high enough here, doesn't he? Oh, and he isn't.
And he knew it straight away.
Yeah.
Saw that with the reaction. Can't avoid the cannon. This is not guaranteed to go right. And right now, this feels massive. 4-2 in front, 4-2 behind rather.
Yeah, he knew he'd landed a little bit sticky on it, hadn't he? I can't see him getting away. I don't see how he gets a good result here. Yeah, from where he was, he's probably done about as well as he could have.
Well, the yellow goes. What's the path of the cue ball like?
He'd love to hit the middle knuckle, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it looks pretty close to it as well.
Oh, wouldn't he just? And if not, he could put a little bit of left-hand side on it to make sure he hits the middle knuckle. The middle knuckle's your friend here.
Massive shot in the context of this match.
Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on. He can get into it enough where he can avoid it, but this could end up on the back rail. Like that.
Is he just pulled up enough?
Ooh.
Or is he going to have to double it?
Yeah, it was hard for him to hold that. He's done really well there.
It was a good pot as well.
It was a good pot. It was a lovely shot to play on it. I like the way he played that. Nice finish, Aaron. Very nice finish.
Yeah, he dug himself out of trouble there. That was very, very good from Aaron Davies. Yeah. That was as much pressure as he will have felt in the whole match.
I like the shot with 2 yellows. Ooh, that was hurt. The last ball rolling.
It's one of those that even if you're sat in Arfan's position here, it's a long time before you hear a ball drop, even if you don't see it.
That was hurt. That was ones. Especially when you see the balls come out like this.
Well, is this the moment that Aaron ties the scores up?
Well, the Reds look nice, don't they? This is ideal. Oh, Aaron.
Almost on cue, though, Mick. Near jaw, it doesn't go in. I'm not saying that would have gone in before, but it's a big miss.
Yeah, big moment in the match as well. You don't have to play the plant Arfan. You can play the one top right. Nobody's forcing you.
Well, he wants the plant. Just keep an eye on where the ready's playing goes. And it's just about nudged that red far enough. That could have sat right behind the yellow and caused a problem.
Couldn't it?
Aaron will be kicking himself, especially after the way he finished off the previous frame.
Yeah.
Especially considering the way the match has gone. You'd be sat there thinking, Arfan can't keep breaking dry the way he is. It's not as though he's hitting the break badly.
Oh, he's had a kick there. He's had a kick. Should be okay. Better if he was straighter on this ball, though. Yeah. I like the one in the middle here, Simon. I like the one in the middle and just stun across, and then the one that he's playing now, you can land absolutely anywhere and still land on the one above the 8.
Yeah, it goes bottom left-hand corner, the one above the 8. I don't think it goes bottom right. It might do, but plenty of room.
I'd definitely play the one in the middle here.
He's landed nicely, though.
But why? He's okay, he's played it nice enough, I suppose.
With that little angle, it's about as perfect as he could be on it. And Arfan goes 2 in front once again, punishes the error.
Aaron won the next frame to get back within 1 once again and has the break in frame 10.
Oh, complete miss hit, fully rewarded.
Wow.
Oh, have a look at that layout.
Wow. What did I say to you this afternoon?
Sometimes the miss hit's the one.
The miss hitters are the good ones.
Miss hit break is the one. Perhaps that was our problem in our filming, Mick. We were hitting a break too well.
You're trying to hit him too good. No need. Yeah. 10 o'clock on the cue ball here. Come round the back of the 2 balls.
Good angle to see that as well.
Yeah. Played it nicely.
Well, Aaron has had plenty of chances to get back all square. He'll be absolutely kicking himself if he doesn't do it this time, because they are all there.
He can play a 2-way shot here. He can play on the yellow to the bottom left, knowing if he's high he can play the yellow into the centre and hold on the 8 ball. So he can play a 2-way shot here, isn't it? He's no pressure on this this shot at all. Yeah. So now he's on that. It's perfect. If he was a little bit higher, he could have played the other one and just held on the 8. We didn't expect a player of Adam Davies' class to miss those.
Certainly not. He was never in doubt, it felt, from that break onwards, and that was the worst he could have hit the break all night long. And a very successful break, but work.
A little bit of work. And Arfan will be thinking, well, I've hit them well, and I've got work. Aaron mishit them, and he didn't have any work. How can that be fair? That's exactly what he'll be thinking at that stage.
15 seconds a shot. He hasn't really got the time to allow that to come into his mind, but...
No, they're not incredibly bad either, are they? I mean, I think it's just you're thinking... You just want rollings, don't you?
Yeah, that's what Aaron had in the previous frame.
And when he can play the one bottom right, come across, try and bump the yellow. Doesn't want to hit the red, though.
8 ball's very guarded as well, though.
Yeah.
There is problems here.
It's the bailout, I think.
Oh, he feathered the yellow on the way through. Okay. It's not too much damage in terms of, okay, it's ball in hand here for Aaron, but he still has the same problems on the table that he would have had without the foul. Just, I guess it gives him more of a chance to get into the visit.
Well, he's out, isn't he? If he draws back to the rail here and plays the one above the 8 into the other centre.
Yeah. May have come back a touch more.
He has come out. He has, yeah. He's come a little bit further than what he would have liked.
Yeah, I was thinking that he had problems anyway, but he would have had a pot on. But actually, being able to put himself on that ball, it changed the layout dramatically.
He's been a fraction careless though there, landing the wrong side of that ball, because he really wanted to play the one next to the 8 ball now, didn't he? Speed control is key, and he's got to get quite cute on it because he wants to get on the one onto the side rail next. Yeah, he needed to be cute on it where he could play it with a little bit of run inside and play on the one on the side rail next. There's two choices here. He can load it up with run inside, or he can play it off the red half ball. He's made a good job of that. It's about as good as he could have got from where he was. But I don't know how well he can. Will he bump the yellow? Because if he comes underneath it to play it into the centre, surely he can't get on the 8.
It's a delicate little bump. It goes opposite middle, but not a good angle.
Can he dig into it? Screw it across twice.
Hampered queuing as well.
That's what he's looking at. Oh, and the buzzer's getting him.
Oh, and he missed the pot. Didn't see the missed pot coming.
Yeah, in all fairness, if he'd had a bit more time, he wouldn't have missed that.
That whole visit, though, comes down to his first shot, where he overran by 1 turn, didn't he?
Yeah.
If he gets that one right, everything else sort of connects up a little bit easier for him.
It's tough. It's tough when you haven't got enough time to think. Oh, Arfan, what you done? Oh, what you done, sir?
15 seconds a shot changes everything.
Just okay, is he? Yeah. It does. I do see that a lot with players, where they try and hold the ball instead of coming off the cushion and back out. So say somebody like Mellin, for example. He would have played off the rail and back to bump out.
So both would have gone in the same pocket.
Because he knows he's got the world of space to land into. Because you try and hold it and you run too far and you stick on the red, you're a goner.
Arfan gets himself back in front. Ball's flying in, 8 ball flying, doesn't go in though, and it goes awkward. What do you do here?
Wow, they couldn't wait to get into the pockets, could they?
Chasing them in. So yellows is his choice, 8 ball is his problem. 2 on the left aren't great either.
No.
He's got time if he wants to do this,
Yeah,
so I like this.
Push the yellow through, stick the cue ball on the back of the other yellow. Yeah. Now, if the 8 ball doesn't go top right without the red ball there, he could play to bump that one. So the red ball that looks to be blocking the 8 ball now, if the 8 ball doesn't go anyway.
Yeah, the one that the 8 ball's right next to, that's blocking it to the top right.
He could play 2 cushions and try and hit that one next to the 8 ball.
Your thinking being if he catches it full ball, he returns the favour.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, you certainly don't want to be hitting this one. You're opening everything up, aren't you?
Well, he's made it.
Oh, that's why you're
What a
playing
shot.
that one. Oh, I see.
Holds up his hand for the fluke. Hasn't really helped him. It has helped Aaron, though, in terms of if he gets back to the table. Look what's happened to the yellows. The 8 ball's open. This is everything on this for Arfan. Everything on it for him, and it's not gone in. So that fluke, which looks like a big, big bit of advantage for Arfan actually hurt him dramatically.
Oh. That's not ideal.
I thought he was going to just bump into the red, leave yellow bottom left, and
It looked like
and
it,
leave the
didn't
one at the top as last ball,
Well,
8 ball into the middle.
He's got to leave the one next to the 8 ball till last, because that's for the 8 in the centre.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't quite have it to play the shot I was suggesting. 15 seconds has certainly got to Aaron, there's no doubt. It gets to a lot of players. 2 minutes 11 left. This frame is huge.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh.
Just.
It is brutal.
Well, has he got the gap for the plant? I mean, I'm not sure how much it helps him, even if he makes it, because...
Well, he may be able to come down and pot the yellow over the pocket. Depends what the angle is on the plant.
No. And if Aaron can see the one to bottom left, well, I suppose the red blocks the pocket, so it does actually make a difference.
Oh, it's not the worst shot in the world.
No,
It's a lot better shot. I don't know if he played it, but it did.
My first thought was that if he could see the one to the bottom left, then Aaron should get out, but actually, that's not the case at all. Aaron's going to have to make a very tough shot.
Absolutely not.
And he could have done with more angle on this one than he's got.
And he can't play the turnover because it gets played back.
So it's a huge combination shot coming up.
What a shot this will be. And he's got to drag it for it to follow it in. Will it have enough speed on the ball? And that was asking a lot.
49 seconds left. Arfan is, you'd say, a good safety shot away from winning this. And well, he's got plenty of room. Doesn't have to do anything more than let the beeps come down and leave the cue ball safe.
Oh, double kiss. Oh.
So barring a miracle shot from Aaron Davies, it will be Arfan Dad that makes it through.
Yeah, played a good red ball there as well, didn't he, to block the angle. Good hit.
Good hit, but he won't get another shot at the table. Arfan doesn't have to play a shot. Just stand there and let the beeps count down. Don't even need to hit the ball. And that will be that, a fascinating match. Both players were fully invested. Both players felt the effect of the 15 seconds a shot. But it is Arfan Dad that makes it through to tonight's group final, where he will take on Dom Cooney.
On to our group final. Dom Cooney taking on Arfan Dad. The opening 2 frames were shared, and Dom has the break in frame 3.
Of Dom at the time. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that he's a better player now than what he was then. And I think probably this rule set would favour him more than what world rules would as well, in fairness. I suppose from my point of view, I'd rather be playing at world rules. I can cover a few pockets on him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, you school a few players in the old-fashioned way, if you like.
The old-fashioned way, yeah. So,
of course, if you're watching us tonight, then you're probably fully aware that world rules are being overtaken, and certainly in WPF terms. So the World Championships this year in Morocco will be international 8-ball rules for the first time. And you'll be able to see that live on Ultimate Pool TV.
So he's a choice to make here. Play the one next to the red, then play the yellow top left off the rail and bump the 8-ball out. Would be my choice here. I think just soft stun this in. Yeah. Oh, he's let the cue ball go a little bit there. Oh, he's purposely played it like that. Okay. So he's going to play my shot, but he's going to play it with 2 yellows to go. Yeah, okay, I'm with you. Again, can't really argue. But he doesn't want to catch this 8-ball thin and the cue ball come across. Just about got enough bite into it, didn't he?
Just a little bit of a jabby one, that. Not as good as he's cued a few tonight. It still worked out lovely for him. Very nicely done this. Good pattern. The Daddy's back in front. 2-1.
You know, I'm due a run, you know, due a turn at it. Because I think Arfan would look at, you know, he'd look at Dom and he'd look at, you know, Luke. Dave McNamara reached the final in December, just losing out to Cole Sutton. You know, and one or two players that he would probably feel a little bit like, oh, you know, I want to get in amongst that.
Yeah.
You know, he would probably accept that, you know, there's the real big hitters out there that are winning regular. You know, he'd say, well, okay, fair enough. But there'd be one or two, I think, that he would think, yeah, that's my bracket or my, you know.
It's not quite gone to plan. But yeah, I agree with what you're saying there. I think...
sorry, Simon, lovely shot on here. Play off the red ball, cue ball in behind the 8. Natural angle. Break the 2 reds of cue ball in behind the 8 ball.
He's going to go the other way, try and get the guaranteed snooker.
Yeah, but he might not separate the reds doing that.
Extension call.
Yeah, Arfan, you have a look.
Yeah, he's gone the other side of the red, trying to hide the white behind the pair of them.
He's missed it. He's missed a trick.
Yeah, and he hasn't got the snooker and he hasn't opened them up.
And he's left the ball into the middle.
With an angle.
I wonder would he watch that one back and think, cue ball in behind the 8.
It's interesting, actually, because I think he risked not getting the snooker to open up the reds, but in the end didn't open up the reds.
Yeah. And the thing is, even if you don't get the snooker behind the 8, well, so what?
Yeah, you're still asking a huge question of Dom.
Of course. Again, you know, I think it's one of them areas where that little percentage can be found, you know, in the game to improve. You know, a lot of these lads have got so much talent and ability and so much, what's the word, you know, not opportunity for want of a better word, but, you know, good futures in the game.
My question here isn't aimed at Arfan in any way, shape or form, but do you think a lot of players aren't necessarily reviewing situations and thinking, what could I have done differently there? What are they trying to improve in those areas or not? I think some are and some aren't, and I'm critical of the ones that aren't. I'm just highlight that point. I'm not putting Arfan in that bracket. I'm just talking in general terms.
I think it's just things that jump out at you, isn't it? You know,
because the reason I asked that question, it's something that always fascinated me, taking me back to my playing days, is that it's what I always tried to do, and I never had a fraction of the talent that someone like Arthur has, but I was always trying to figure out, well, what can I do to improve it? Why do the top players make it look so easy? What are they doing differently? And always try and review, not in matches, but after matches, especially in the era we're in now, where everything's on tape and you can go and watch it all back.
As you know, I mean, I do a lot of coaching. I do the ultimate pool coaching and effectively, and you come across players and they'll come and see you, and then you see them in 3 months' time and you think, wow, great, what a fantastic improvement. But then you see others who would look to have more ability, who you're looking to think are going to do better, and you see them in 3 months' time and you think, you know, different to what you was 3 months ago, and that's not, you know, you can argue, is it me doing a poor job? But I think it's more just not kind of getting it. Just it's not sinking in.
Yeah, I think a lot of it.
You can lead a horse to the well.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time as well, people, and it's one of the things I'm most critical of, is they make a break clearance or a clearance of any sort, and they walk around and say, well, I got the clearance, therefore I must have done it right. Whereas even when I made clearances, I was still going, well, why did I have to make a double on the 8 ball, or why did I have to play such a big shot at the end of it? Could I have done anything better? Not in the matches, but when I look back at them, and there's always ways to improve, I think.
I just think, like, let's talk about Ultimate Pool as an example, because obviously you're talking about the bloke down the pub. Well, you know, or whatever. But I just think in terms of why there are players that consistently do better than others. Obviously, it's not down to the break like everybody wants to keep saying, or luck or anything else. Far from it. But I just think that the real elite players just play the simple shots well. They see the simple shots well. You know, like I look at, say, somebody like, say, Liam Dunster as an example. So you'd look at Liam Dunster and you'd think, well, he's not sending the cue ball off 5 cushions. He's not kind of screwing the ball around the place or whatever. But very clinical, very neat. Plays the simple shots well. You know, plays the easy shots well. You know, and that is the key to the game. That's the key to being consistent. It's playing the simple shots and the easy shots well. You know, it's...
Yeah, it's fascinating. I find that side of things very interesting, especially as we see more and more players coming through. Interesting frame that's been developing while we've been talking about that. Strange shot that Dom played previously, sort of handing an opportunity here to Arfan.
Yeah, that wasn't Arfan's best, was it?
He's done well. Middle of the table is fine. 8 ball for a 2-frame advantage. And simply done. So Arfan wins another tactical exchange and gets himself 2 clear once again.
Arfan maintained his 2-frame advantage as the next 2 frames were shared. Now Dom has the break, 4-2 behind.
Oh, is it then? Well,
hit them very well. He's got a couple of issues to solve.
yeah, he's been rewarded with a ball, but not the nicest spread in the world. He can tackle the red on the left-hand side. Problem ball with no issues. But the red next to the yellow on the right-hand side is awkward. I don't know if he can just drop this in and play the red in off the red and yellow.
Red ball's open.
He could have maybe dropped that in and then played the red in off the yellow.
Oh, double kiss hurts him.
I think he was chasing a little bit here, though. I think the very first shot, if you see where that red is in behind the breaking line, I think he could have played that in off the yellow on the right-hand side and opened that red up.
Yeah, the shot was definitely on. You can see that when you look at the overhead there, the way the yellow is and the red together. Almost like a guide, really. Catch either of those and it will go in.
Yeah, either of them.
Yeah. Hasn't chased it any further, though. Pulls back, turns the table over.
Well, I think Arfan just nudges the yellow up to the red ball here, doesn't he? Just roll the yellow ball on top of the red.
He's looking for something more. He doesn't really want to play that shot. But sometimes it's all you've got. Make your mind up time, Arfan. Yeah, in the end, does exactly as you called.
Well, there's just far more scope for yellows to deal with that problem than what there is red to deal with that problem. So, like with all those yellows in the centre of the table, he's got so many options to bump into that down the track. Whereas reds, you know, Dom will probably, well, he could play a couple of shots in. I'd come off the bottom cushion in behind this red.
tried to get to the same area the other way.
Yeah, but if you come off the bottom cushion behind it, you can't fail, can you?
And going the way he went, you risk going in off as well. Or getting the double kiss, which is what happened.
Yeah, Arfan could just drop on this yellow again here. I don't think Arfan needs to do anything with the yellows in the middle of the table. They're fine where they are for him. Yeah, I'd be happy just dropping back on this again. Yep. Played it nicely. So Dom, you've a chance again off the back rail in behind the red. And again, he's playing directly onto it. I think he's missing a bit of a trick up there, Simon, don't you?
Yeah. You feel like he needs to try and get himself something, cue ball in hand, or try and ask a different question of Arfan. I feel like Arfan's holding the aces in this frame right now.
Yeah, I think just played the middle ball through here now. Well done. Another chance to come off the top cushion in behind it. He's not having it, Simon. I'm not calling that shot again.
No, the problem with what he's just done is it does open up a yellow, but in truth, that yellow was always going to be very simple for Arfan to deal with anyway, so it's not really a problem.
Do you dangle the carrot? Is it carrot dangle time?
Oh, needs to reach a cushion. Just.
Good shot.
Just.
Now. What does Dom play here?
Does he squeeze the yellow across to the right-hand side?
I think I'd play the red down the back of the yellow. To play the red down the back of the yellow, maybe to pot the one over top right.
He likes that shot. Oh,
Oh.
wow. That's incredible. Huge moment in this match. Look at the gap here, or lack of it.
That's harsh.
First time tonight, Arfan could get to 3 in front.
Yeah, big control here, isn't he?
Yeah, 3 in front with what will there be, 11 minutes left on the clock is a massive place to be. Forget about the race to 8 right now, it's about that clock management.
Strange shot. Suppose you can go 1,000,001 ways with these though, can't you? You can even play the one in the centre now. And play the one above the red last. I don't think this one of Arfan's patterns would be in the textbook, but I think he's okay.
It may not be in the textbook,
No,
but it's gonna win him a frame.
It's gonna win him the frame, yeah.
Arfan Dad is 3 in front with 11 minutes 24 left on the clock. We're going to be going 15 seconds a shot in a minute and a half's time. I have to say Sean Story looked very, very sharp on Monday, and he'll be dangerous in that group as well.
Okay, Dom. So time to get your skates on here. have a little look what we got. Okay, so he's having a look at the reds.
Red balls in play.
They look tricky, but if you get on the red to the right centre, it connects to the one below the 8 ball. You could sort of pick it all apart.
But yellows weren't that bad, you know, because you play the yellow over the left middle and the yellow bottom right and run to the side rail and play the yellow and bump into the 8. And he was actually out on yellows as well. But, you know, the reds are accessible, they're there, but tricky.
That's not gone well
Well,
at all.
do you know what? He might have had half a result there, because that red might go. It's a big middle pocket. The cue ball goes into the 8 ball.
Oh, he's eyeing it up. My first thought was that this shot's not on from my overhead, but it is.
He's had a little squeak there. Oh,
He's got it all wrong. Did he catch the yellow on the way through?
he's not really been at it tonight, has he, Dom? And I don't think Deej was at it, which didn't highlight the fact that Dom wasn't at it, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. And a very brief word with him after his match, and yeah, he knows he didn't quite play anywhere near his level in the first match, and he's continued here. Arfan has been the stronger of the 4 players tonight. Hasn't quite been able to sort of put it away as much as he perhaps could have done. Maybe this is the moment to open up a 4-frame gap.
Looks on the screen like the one below the 8 ball pots, doesn't it? So there's nothing really to do here.
Flying through it. Four frames in front.
Well, he hit them solidly enough.
Well, he's got the chance for a quick finish.
Yeah,
Tricky opener.
he done pretty solid.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
He looks a little bit gone now.
I think he's ready for the handshake.
Yeah.
Did you clock that?
Yeah, just going on body language. The fact they were having a chat in between frames as well, and quite relaxed out there. I think he's...
Seen enough?
Yeah. In a word. Guaranteed finish at all here for Arfan, but this is all just killing the clock as well, eating into Dom's time.
That ball on the side rail doesn't really look that accessible into the middle, does it? He hasn't hit that great, but it might have done him a favour. I wonder if he can pot this in the middle and slide past the yellow, past the 2 yellows near the middle pocket and play the red in the bottom left-hand corner. Yeah, he can just drop it in, look, I think. Do you know what I think he could have done?
Yeah, hit it
He
harder
missed a trick there, didn't he?
threw it wider, and yeah.
Like you say, he's kind of happy just clocking it.
Yeah, it's another minute killed with this visit here.
Yeah. It's kind of okay, isn't it?
Yeah, because he could have left it as a really simple finish, and now at least Dom has to work that yellow out.
Yeah.
And Dom will try and do it as quickly as humanly possible.
But he needs so many things to go his way, because there's got to be dry breaks, there's got to be balls made off the break. But every credit for doing what he can.
He won't give up, even though he will feel like
Sure.
it. Yeah.
Just as you said that, he nearly offered the hand then.
Yeah. Oh, I'd be disgusted with that.
Arfan doesn't actually want to pop these 3 balls, does he? Like
you saying you want to?
Well, you see it all the time. You watch it all the time, don't you?
Yeah.
Like, is he supposed to be potting these balls there, or is he supposed to run that over the top pocket, wait for Dom to...
In this situation, you've got to just get the frame on the board, get to 7, 5 in front, 5 minutes left on the clock.
More fun, though, isn't it?
I know, you're just thinking he wants to torture
the
Dom a little bit
torture,
more,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot to be said for the torture.
One step at a time. He'd love to finish it off right here and now. For as good as he hit that break, that has not come out that kindly. Certainly giving us some entertainment to watch here is Dom running around the table. He's got an angle here. Oh, how's you hit that cap? Wow. Couldn't have hit that gap if he tried. How about that safety, Mick?
Yeah, I think Luke must have used up all the team blessed luck in Malta. Yeah, shout out to Luke actually for winning the
Luke
European
Gilbert.
Championships.
Yeah, brilliant performance, really was.
Nice lad. Nice to see him doing well.
And Dom has fully checked out. You can see that now. Towels up, cues are picked up. He's ready to run up to Blackpool.
Arfan will be happy.
Yeah, very good this from Arfan. He has looked the stronger of the 4 players tonight. Just kept his opponents interested at times, but some brilliant finishes along the way as well. And Arfan Dad is in the quarter-finals of the Masters. Puts Dom Cooney away, and he'll go up to Blackpool and the Pro Series, knowing full well he'll be back in a few weeks' time for the quarter-finals here.
A very solid performance from Arfan Dad, and he moves on to the quarter-finals of the competition. Next up for us, it is Gaz Royds, Jimmy Croxton, Carl Boy, Sean Story doing battle in Group 4 from the second stage of Ultimate Pool, the Masters.